Hello, everybody, and welcome to Virtual TrekCon 5. It's finally here, 5, with Ciroc Lofton Superstar.
Hello.
And, of course, Melissa Longo.
Hello.
We've got the Matt Boardman, everybody.
Hey.
Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel, Doctor in the House, Trekkie MD.
Hi.
And one of the OGs of podcasting, Charlene Schmidt.
Yo.
Did I say one of? I meant the.
Oh,
My name is
no.
Ryan T. Husk. Everybody.
That is way too much of an exaggeration.
We'll see what the live chat has to say about that. Hello to the live chat. Please let us know if we are coming in loud and clear. Hello, Nova, Galenda, Just Rosie, Glenn, Walter, Chason, Rashid, Rose Kirby out in the UK, JR Poole, KL Bliss, Robert Kaiser way out in Austria, Steve Case, aka Bugbuster, Tia, what's up? Lori Ulster, hello of Trek Movie. Hello to everybody. All right. Let's have some fun. Eve England out in Wales. Is this the first time we've seen her in a live chat? This is momentous.
Hey, just had an anniversary yesterday.
Glad you could make it.
Wow. Eve and Ciroc have the same background on their wall.
Yes, they do.
Wow. Yeah, I did see that. Very beautiful stuff.
All right. So everybody, welcome to Virtual TrekCon 5. Let's talk about it. Oh, first things first, everybody. In the second half of these opening ceremonies, in just about 20 minutes, we are going to have some very special things happening. Can we just tell them? What do you guys think?
Sure. Should we give them hints first? Tease it a little bit?
See if they can guess.
Yeah.
Some guesses?
Yeah. Teasing
Yeah.
is fun.
If they can
guess, then we tell them.
You guys are going to get a little slice of Sunday. A slice of Sunday. They're like, you mean like half a French toast?
Still getting French toast. It's delicious. We've discussed this before.
Lori Ulster, ever the reporter.
But Lori Ulster says, just tell us.
Yeah, she's like, an article. Can you guys just tell us I gotta go?
Yeah.
All right. We will have a piece of the Star Trek Awards show, the Lappy Awards, in 20 minutes. We will reveal the very first winner, plus an extra surprise. We won't tell that last surprise.
This is like Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You get to open one present. One.
Oh, yeah. That one present.
Speaking of the one present, we have one more present. It's meteorologist Katie Nicolau.
Yay.
Emmy Award winner. All right.
I love hearing that.
For everybody that is new to Virtual TrekCon, we're going to tell you exactly how this works. Super easy. Go to virtualtrekcon.com, go to the schedule, and just start pushing buttons. Whatever you want to see. If you want to see everything, which you should, just click on the first one, first thing in the morning, watch it, and then when the show ends, in the description box of the video at the top, it'll say, watch the next VTC5 video here. Next video, and a link. You click on that, it takes you right to the next one. Like you're watching Paramount Plus. It says next video, and you go bing, and you hit it, except it's right below the video. So, for example, let's go to Virtual TrekCon, shall we?
By the way, it's a good-looking website.
Yeah, shout out to the
Joy, that's all
everybody
involved
with putting that together.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at this. The counter.
Zeros.
Oh my gosh.
0 hours.
Lift off.
Shoot, are we late? Oh, we got work to do.
Oopsie.
So this is virtualtrekcon.com, everybody. You can just scroll down. Got all these goodies. Main thing you want to see is view full schedule. And let's say, for example, today is Thursday. Just hypothetically.
Is it?
Press that TOS rock.
Yes.
You click on that awesome guitar pick looking thing, or the TOS Rocket it calls it. And so look, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. GMT. I don't remember what that means, but I know it's the UK thing. It's the Dateline.
Green.
Yeah.
And so here's the description. Virtual Trek on stage. You can click on that and it'd be super meta. We'd be watching ourselves. But then let's say you just show up, you get off work. Let's say you get off work at 5 p.m. Eastern time. You take the subway in New York and you say, okay, what's going on? It's 6 o'clock, for example. Okay, well, 6 o'clock, this one's still running because this one's starting at 6:30. So you could just click on this and watch the end of this amazing panel, which is happening later today. Or if it's 6:19 and you just want to sit and wait for a few minutes, click on the next one, 6:30 Eastern time, this incredible panel. Actually, let's talk about this day. Got these opening ceremonies. We've got the John Billingsley after, whom we love, Dr. Phlox.
Yes, we
Yeah,
He's so nice.
He's amazing.
and smart, pretty smart guy too.
He
My
is.
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Low energy though, right?
No. No.
No animation whatsoever with that guy.
Can you imagine him on lower decks?
Oh my God, yes,
gosh,
Trish,
Oh,
I
yeah.
need that.
I could. I could.
We all need
Amazing.
that.
And with like Dr. Midlimo hanging out.
Oh, him and
Oh,
Tawny,
yeah.
I swear.
Oh my God. How's that not happened yet?
Phlox, you're being
It's
a
coming.
pineapple.
It's coming.
Amazing.
But there's something that's massively newsworthy happening today. And I mean, there are a few of them, but the one that I predict will get at least an article somewhere is Denise Crosby talking about yesterday's Enterprise live to the world, watching the whole
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
I mean, it's just gonna be
Yeah.
incredible. And
I
can't
agree
wait.
with that.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
super
very
looking
much
forward to
looking.
it.
I'm trying really hard not to say anything about it. Sirach and Denise and I are going to gather here again in about an hour or so, and he and I and Denise are going to talk about yesterday's Enterprise, which we've just watched. They for the first time, I believe, and maybe they liked it, maybe they hated it. Everybody.
But you have to tune in to find out.
And then Melissa will be joining with the Free for All group, right?
Yeah, so excited for that. Oh,
What'd you think of
yes.
yesterday's Enterprise?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Very
No
good.
spoilers.
Very good, Melissa. That was a trick question.
It was.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I almost
So-
gave my answer, but then
I know. I was waiting. I was like, oh, she's gonna. Guess I'll have to tune in.
So close. So close.
So close.
Let's say hi to a few more people in the live chat. Grand Negus Rom, what's up? You've got a panel coming up soon too, if I remember correctly. I'll check the
Yeah.
schedule. I think that's tomorrow. And Lubel, One Trek fan took 5 days off from work for this, which is
Yes.
amazing.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow, the dedication.
That's
Yeah.
So the
awesome.
pressure's
That's
on,
amazing.
Shar.
No kidding. No pressure.
Okay.
Who's also in the live chat? Peter H. And do you know what Peter H's claim to fame for Virtual TrekCon is? He's the person who made the VTC badges. Like in real
No
the Virtual
way.
TrekCon
Yes.
badges in real life.
Oh my
Ah.
gosh.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
That's
At
awesome.
the
And then we
very
all started
first,
printing them out and wearing them.
at the very first virtual TrekCon
Right.
ever.
Oh.
Speaking of which, everybody, before we talk a little bit more about today and this week, in the first virtual TrekCon back in the summer of 2020, as well as the second one in the fall of 2020, we had 2 stages on the Falling Tower channel. We had the Rene Aubergenois stage. On the Seventh Rule channel, we had the late, great Aaron Eisenberg stage to honor our fallen comrades. And then for virtual TrekCons 3 and 4, and now 5, we have the virtual TrekCon stage, which is right here on the virtual TrekCon channel. Do you guys know virtual TrekCon 5 is going to be the premiere of a new stage?
Say what?
Melissa
No.
Longo's channel is hosting 3 panels this year.
Ooh.
But here's the
Yes.
problem. We need a name for
What?
that stage because her YouTube channel is 3 Fat Lobsters.
That's the best name ever.
Yes.
The lizard baby cousins. That's what they are.
I was like, oh, I think it's Cisco's.
Cisco's.
Fat lobsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Real
on the menu at
food.
Cisco's, there's the connection.
That's amazing.
Yeah, except for I'm
Like
not
it.
eating that lobster
It's
because
Yeah.
the Mardi Gras special.
3 Fat Lobsters sounds like where they play cricket in like Adelaide, Australia. Ah, you go to 3 Fat Lobster Stadium. You make a left on Westbury.
What's the
It's a
story behind
Ratatouille
that name,
situation.
Melissa?
I was trying to think up a unique name that nobody else would have. And
Okay. Yeah.
Mission
Yes.
accomplished.
well,
There it is.
lobsters was the first thing that popped into my head. And 3 is my magic number. And fat, well, because fat lobsters are cute. So
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe the gumbo stage then. Maybe that's a nice
Hmm.
nod to both of those things. Anyway, take your time with that. Maybe have an answer for the closing ceremonies, or maybe just say, hey, bro, that's the name of my channel. Deal with it.
Lori Ulster says, I like 3 fat lobsters.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'd
wait,
like
it's
to
like
order
an
that.
inside
Joke.
They said cease and desist.
It's the lobsters calling.
Oh, our buddy Chris Marshall mentions the Gary Graham stage, another one of our late great
Yeah.
fallen heroes.
Joom
Hello to
just
Chris Marshall in
stage.
the live chat. We also have Mars 396. Just Rosie. We said Lucia is out in Brazil. Hello to TJ Jackson Bay out in Missouri. We've got Cat
TJ.
Scene and Nerd Podcast. We've got Bob D, Louise A, Allison Leach Hyde. We see all of you, Dave Gregory. All right, get back into this. So many of you.
Yes.
Thank you all for hanging out with us.
Mhm.
So,
And can I say one thing?
I was just going to say that we have something to announce, right? You do.
Yes. Well, this morning I got I woke up to a wonderful message from Mr. Kenneth Mitchell, and he wants to send his love to everyone. And he said to give everyone hugs, but he also specifically said to say, he loves you, Sirach. Yeah.
I love Kenneth. I love him.
Yeah. So I wanted to deliver that message from him
Oh,
because
wow.
he's amazing and he's
Yeah.
just such a special human being, and we really want him to be here with us. So, and I have a special request for everyone in the live chat or everyone who is watching. Take a moment out of the day, maybe today or throughout virtual TrekCon, and send Mr. Kenneth Mitchell a nice little message on his Twitter page saying how much we love him and how much we're thinking about him. So
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Love it.
we love you.
We love Kenneth
Yeah.
Mitchell so much. We named the Kenneth Mitchell Community Award honor
Mhm.
after him, and that will be this Sunday. But we do love Kenneth Mitchell the most ever. So yes,
So
please.
maybe that should be the stage name.
I know. I know.
Aw.
Yeah.
I know.
Kenneth Mitchell stage.
I was thinking that too.
I like that.
Like it's my
It's
vote.
going to be tough to top that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right on the nose with that. I love that idea, Melissa.
Because he's amazing.
He is amazing.
Mhm. Yeah,
Such
when
an
you while you
inspiration
were
for everybody.
talking about Kenneth, I was like, oh, that's going to be the stage. There's there is none higher. We do love Kenneth Mitchell the most.
We do.
Actually, while we're giving shout outs very quickly, I want to give a shout out to my friend Damon, everybody. He's had some major health issues, of the worst kind. And we want to send him a lot of love and friendship his way. I'm wearing his shirt today.
Ooh.
In honor of him. It just arrived like yesterday or the day before, so it's perfect timing.
Wow.
He runs the Warp Space Sci-Fi Club. And hey, if you guys want a mission of doing good as well, in the live chat, I'm putting the link to where you can get your very own shirt from him and his club. Really cool. He's always been amazing. He would go to conventions, have a lot of fun. And we wish him the best. So huge shout out to our good friend, Damon. All right. So
I have a shout out too, actually. I want to shout out.
Let's do it.
I want to shout out Dave Gregory for being a real kind person and generous. You know, he knows what he does. I don't want to put his business out there, but he's a really awesome guy. And I want to give him a shout out.
No.
Mhm.
And another thing to say about Dave Gregory, he actually is the current winner of the Lappy predictions 1 year running. We'll see if he tops it this next year.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, and you can get the
1
link
year
for
running.
Lappy predicting. You can get the link for Lappy predicting in the description box for this video. There will be a award.
Nice.
That's closing tomorrow. And there's some people right now that are like, wait a minute. If the predictions are closing tomorrow,
Yes.
but I'm getting one of the answers today,
Oh.
maybe I got a leg up.
Or submit another one with a different email.
Guaranteed to
Telling
get at
people how to
least
game
one
the
right.
system.
Yeah.
We're going to edit that out.
Somebody's tried that before.
Oh, wait, this is live. So we have a few more minutes to talk about today and this week. So let's do that very quickly. And then we will maybe have some special things happening. So yes, in less than an hour or in about an hour, Sirach, Denise, and I, Melissa, our free-for-all gang, it's going to be madness. We're going to talk about yesterday's Enterprise with Denise Crosby and Sirach having seen it for the first time ever. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be amazing. Will they love it? Will they hate it? Find out. This is amazing too. Dr.
Yes.
Trek, Sabrina Wood, and John Champion together with Sandy Gimple, who actually acted in The Cage as we celebrate this year 60 years of Star Trek history and The Cage. She was there from the very, very, very beginning. So this is gonna be the best panel ever.
And it's
Now-
on the official Roddenberry YouTube. It's like, this is legit.
Super official.
Now you guys have a song stuck in your head. The Sci-Fi
Yep.
Sisters present Sending Out an SOS.
Yes.
How great is this idea? Sci-Fi
That's a
Sisters top 10 distress call episodes, because The Cage all started from a distress call.
Oh, smart. That's cool.
So awesome.
That's brilliant.
That's
It
great.
is.
Awesome.
Then right after that, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the Seventh Rule presents Deep Space Nine Throwback Thursday. Revisit this excellent interview with director James L. Conway talking about Deep Space Nine Season 5 episode Apocalypse Rising.
Yes.
And then we've got the Lappy Awards to finish Throwback Thursday from last year. Some of you have never seen them. This will tell you what to expect, kind of, on Sunday. And those of you that saw it a year ago, hey, watch it again. Relive the moments. See if you could see what we cut out, which was nothing, I think. I think we're just playing the whole
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
Those Klingons had the potential.
Oh my gosh. Those wild and crazy guys.
You look like a pilgrim.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Iconic.
Yeah.
I referenced that for like a month afterwards.
So up next, everybody, now we're just going to fly through the other days because, well, you know what? Actually, hang on a second. Let's also look through who is being featured. It's a little list.
Just a few people you might
You
recognize.
may recognize some of these faces. People that are listening right now are like, you better say them all. So it's too many. It's like 60 people. Seriously, it's like
insane.
So
This is a heck of a roll call.
Yeah.
this is a fun one.
Yeah.
Adam Nimoy, Chris Doohan.
Why does
Yay!
So
this
My
look
goodness.
like the naval
Woohoo!
version of Captain Picard right there?
I
This
love
guy's a
that
pirate,
photo
Kirk
of Kirk
Thatcher.
Thatcher.
We have to just like say again that Kirk Thatcher learned how to go live on YouTube with Darren Doctorman just for virtual TrekCon to hang out with us on Saturday.
Amazing.
Aw,
They're so
yay.
cute.
Yay!
Bill Walkoff superstar, by the way.
Woo!
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many faces. Hey, who's
Hey, look
that
at
lady
one.
right there? Ah,
Is that Katie Nicolau?
Hey,
it's
Woohoo!
me.
it's another Michigan.
Whoa, it's Darth Shuey.
With his
He's
updated
excited
profile
too.
picture.
He's very excited.
That's actually his driver's license picture.
Yeah, that's his mugshot.
I saw that at a post office once.
That's so funny.
All right. And one more thing. So the schedule here, everybody check this out. So let's go to Friday. We're going to fly through these now because Friday's like 13 hours worth of
Big day.
goodies.
Yeah.
And Saturday and Sunday are 16 hours.
Oh my
of
goodness.
Jeez.
So in other words, you're not going to get anything done this weekend at all. One Trek fan did it right and took
Yep.
the time off from work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And even if you have to work, you still got 8 more hours.
Sleep? Eating?
Exactly.
Right. And everyone's got their phone on them, so it doesn't hurt to take a
You
peek
do it at
every
work.
once
Yeah,
in
a
a
little
while.
bit.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
mean,
Just
if
don't
you
tell
have
anybody.
access to the internet, hey, why not?
Oh, that's another thing we really have to show too.
Uh-oh.
Historic. Walter
Yeah.
Koenig watches and reviews
Yeah.
The Cage.
Yes.
Sirach and Walter are watching The Cage for the first time ever. And the full review will finally be unleashed to the world this Saturday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Amazing.
People have been clamoring for this. They're like, you guys have been talking about it for 2 months. When do we see it? Now.
It's coming.
And that's just Walter, by the way. He's like, I'm getting tired of waiting.
Ryan, I was adorable in this. Why am I
He
not?
was,
on?
though.
Yes, adorable.
Look at this gorgeous work by Matt Boardman here.
Awesome.
Golden Lobe.
Wow. The
I
golden
want to
lobe.
have one of those physically printed out.
I have a printer. You send me the file. I'll make it, man.
Really? Okay.
Go for it.
I will do that. I will do that.
Yeah.
Well, like every last year and this year, I was like, okay, could I feasibly have one printed up so that we could send one to the winners? And I'm still trying to find a way to make that happen. That's not $1 million.
And here's the next one,
It's
everybody.
doable. It's doable.
It's time to change gears. But before we do that, everybody check this out. The other one is also Walter Koenig watches and reviews. Amok Time. This is it. Sirach and Walter, for the first time, are watching Walter's first aired episode ever as we launch into the original series and reviews it. Did they love it?
Yeah.
Did they hate it? Did they even understand it? Were they like, this is weird and old. I don't understand any of this. So, all right, everybody, now we're going to switch gears for just a second here. Let me spotlight us. And I'm going to let in a couple more surprises for all of us here. All right. So there are a couple that are now in the waiting room, and they are watching and listening and giggling.
Giggling.
I know
Okay.
that laugh.
So the two of you that just
Legend.
joined, thank you for hanging out with us. The audience cannot see you yet, but they will in a moment. And Sirach, I believe it is your turn now to read the very first category win for the 2024 Lappy Awards.
All right, drum rolls, please. Yeah. In the category of Best Makeup in a DS9 episode, the finalists are You Are Cordially Invited, Season 6, Episode 7. The Magnificent Ferengi, Season 6, Episode 10. The Visitor, Season 4, Episode 2. Captive Pursuit, Season 1, Episode 5. Second Skin, Season 3, Episode 5. Rules of Acquisition, Season 2, Episode 7. And Broken Link, Season 4, Episode 26.
Now, before you announce it, everybody at home, those of you that don't know, thousands of people voted on these. First, it was completely open to all 173 episodes of Deep Space Nine. Everybody voted on those. Those votes narrowed it down to about those 7 finalists. Then those 7 finalists were put up to a vote, and everybody voted on those. And now we have the one winner that nobody knows except for maybe some of us on this Zoom. But Sirach, please continue. Sorry for the interruption.
And the winner is Broken Link.
Ooh.
And
Link.
here to talk about that episode is the Michael Westmore. Michael, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We love you. We love your work. We really appreciate you. Can you please tell us a little bit about Broken Link? It's a beautiful day in LA, by the way.
Yes, it is. Sun's out, at least for a day before it rains. It's interesting. I really, that I have 600 and some that I actually design and work for, and it's always interesting to go back and see one that I is totally forgotten about, and I always find interesting things on them. Odo was such an interesting character to begin with, because when we took a plaster cast of his face, and we wanted to do as minimal amount of appliance work as we could. So we started with like little pieces, like a little cheek piece that maybe give him something that would raise the cheekbones, or maybe a forehead, just a forehead that would go back high enough so when the hairpiece went on, it would have a receding hairline. And it didn't work because Renee had so much texture in his own skin that you could see the difference. And we didn't want to texture this. It was supposedly, they wanted him to look smooth. So I think we tried 2 more makeups on him, always having little openings that would have to be glued down, and so they would disappear. And in the end, had we gone with this in the beginning, was a full face. And that's what the changelings, they kind of went to this full face. Odo did. He really enjoyed it. Some people would say, why are you doing this to yourself?
With him.
And of course, his comment was always, I've got a couple kids in college on the East Coast. So I liked Renee. He was wonderful. And we were, working friends the whole time of the deep space shot. And then to get into the changes that went on. Well, there wasn't any way to really take the existing face that we had. So every time they wanted to do something different, like to make him all wrinkled up, it meant sculpting a new face. But we had his perfect shape, by having this plaster cast. On this particular episode, I actually went back and used a technique that I did on the day after. And that was, it's almost like a burn technique, but with the coloring, instead of having red and things and having it clear like that, it looked like he was kind of melting, and it would build up and stay the gelatin, as opposed to using maybe KY jelly that's very thin and would kind of like gravity would take it down. The gelatin wouldn't. And it worked very well on Renee, and the effect was absolutely wonderful.
That's genius.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Fascinating.
We'd have a pot of literally gelatin on a burner sitting there, and then taking a brush and brushing it around.
Reapplying, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you could add more to it. If it wasn't enough, you could always add more to it.
Mhm.
And it would stay all day. It wouldn't. And if something did come loose, you could glue it down.
Mhm. Well,
So,
Michael.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
go
I
ahead,
wanted to
Sean.
ask you, Michael. You said that the sort of the kind of inspiration of the way you applied the makeup was burn victims, kind of similar to that.
Well, yes. If you actually colored this like a burn, it would look like a burn with the. I mean, it would be a horrible third-degree burn. Person would probably die with being burned that bad. But melting skin was the idea of trying to achieve.
The thing about doing that, Mike, it's really like performance art. You're doing performance art. It's almost like an athletic event.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody that just heard that voice, let me tell you exactly why you heard that voice, because we're about to bring him on. And by the way, everybody, if you had melting skin on your bingo card, you win. So there's a second reason we brought Michael here. He is unavailable on Sunday because he's being honored by the Makeup Guild for a Lifetime Achievement Award, and very, very, very well deserved. And we're very happy for him. We are also honoring him with a Lifetime Achievement Award for the Lappy Awards. We're doing it today. And guess who is here to present the Lifetime Achievement honor? It's none other than the Doug Drexler, the man that you heard and now you see. Doug, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Westmore, I just
Take it away.
The technical aspects and the performance of it is, it could be daunting sometimes. But what I want to talk about, I want to gush about Mike Westmore as my friend, and that, of all the really wonderful things that come out of working on Star Trek, there's no doubt that the most wonderful of all are the lifetime friends that you make along the way. And I mean lifetime friends who really stick by you and look after you. And but it's not enough that this guy is a Westmore who, as we all know, practically invented Hollywood makeup, but he is also the kindest, most wonderful, sweet, and brilliant man I've ever known. And he changed my life. He gave me my start on Star Trek 30-something years ago. And he also gave me a wonderful lifetime friendship that I treasure from the bottom of my heart. And I love you, Mike Westmore.
I love you, Doug.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
My hero.
Yeah, but you've got a wonderful, I said, working personality, and you're the kind of makeup artist that succeeds, and you did, because you get in, you work, and there wasn't any whining or complaining and whatever. It's just, in fact, you had to put up with Patrick Stewart a couple of times. And Patrick was Patrick was the kind of guy that loved makeup. And you'd go in, and as far as Doug would have something, finished, ready to go. And then Patrick would look and say, what about maybe a little bit of freckles in here or something? It's like, that's why it was so wonderful to work with Patrick. And Doug was the perfect person to work with him because it wasn't like saying no or whatever. You do it. It's just improving the makeup and making it better with all the input that, Patrick would do.
was wonderful, and appreciate the input from a master thespian, but the thing I really have to emphasize is that we used to have that little like makeup shack on the stage behind, was it 9?
Yeah.
Remember, it wasn't even on the Star Trek stage.
Or 10.
And it was like a hole in the wall. And man, the laughing that used to come out of that place. We used to sing show tunes and be laughing all the time. And I remember they were shooting Wayne's World. I didn't even know who they were at the time, on the stage with us. And we would be making so much laughing going on, coming from our room. They would have to come in and tell us to be quiet. And then eventually they put a whirligig light in the makeup room so we know when to shut up.
Yeah,
honestly,
it was, with that little room, it kept growing as the seasons went by, especially on Next Gen, because it's like every show, there was a new alien to do, which meant more plaster, more rubber, and expanding and expanding. So from the little shack, we expanded outside the size of the little shack. And again, another little shack. And finally, the people, this was a stage 10 that was on a corner across from the bathroom. And it was people that would come and rent it to actually film in it finally said, wait a minute, we're renting this stage and you're taking up 25% of it. And so they finally built us a whole new
you mean that when
area.
we were in that little shack that we were freeloading?
Yes. Yes. that was gosh, they did a lot of shows. But it was used for makeup, but it was also used for as a laboratory for some of the other shows, which they could do something small with and get away with. But we started to take it over. And
Michael and Doug, we're all here now. We're all listening, and there's a ton of people on the live chat right now, really loving you guys and your stories, and we truly appreciate you both. Michael, there's so many things we could say about you for like your accomplishments and everything that you've done and everything that you mean to Star Trek and all the lives that you've touched. I mean, just the fact that as soon as we honor you, the first thing you do is start talking about Doug. Like, that's what a great guy you are.
Yeah.
You guys are just catching up like two old buddies, and this is like the greatest thing
we
ever.
are.
Love it.
We are.
Months go by, and we don't talk, and then all of a sudden it's like
No time.
And Doug and I have been like that for years now, and it was you pick up, and I'm sure all of you are familiar with it. An old friend you haven't seen for 10 years or 20 years, and you right away you know each other so well that you can start chatting.
We've been in the trenches together.
Yeah.
And the thing about Mike was that, and some people can like lose their cool. He never lost his cool. He was so even tempered and even man.
Twice.
Oh,
Twice.
right. We got to go.
Twice
but before we go,
Star
we've
Trek,
got to hear those 2 times.
Gotta know.
Yeah,
Do you want to tell us?
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe
he can't
the first
say.
one was on Next Gen. This was Worf was having an operation, and I actually had sculpted a Klingon spine, which is twice as big. The bones are twice as big as a human being. And for a prop, we're supposed to have an aquarium. Well, this thing was about that long, so we need an aquarium, quite a bit larger. And I wasn't there when they started to set up the scene, and I came onto the set, and the aquarium was about that big, and the spine had been put in a horseshoe inside of it. I went absolutely bananas, and the prop man said to me, "Well, he shouldn't have said that though. I don't know what a spine looks like." And I said, "What?" And I literally kept running around to crew members saying, "Look it, a spine starts up here and it goes down your back, and his is the same thing and everything. I went absolutely bananas to the point where I went back and apologized to the prop man because I went crazy. And I know I did because I could feel it afterwards. Another time we were doing, it was the last day of one of the movies, and Brent was Data's being filmed in it. And Brent tells me, they're never going to see my face. So just put a little makeup up to here and not here. And I said, are you sure? I mean, don't do it. No, that's fine. So we get onto the stage, and all of a sudden I get a call, and they're saying, another one of the makeup artists, you better get down here. Your name is being used. So I had a bicycle in. So I jumped on my bicycle and I rode down to the stage and I threw it down because he had told me what's going on. And I shouldn't have done that. I hurt my bike. And I ran in. I literally ran in the stage. And what's wrong? And the director's going, why is he not made up and ready to shoot? And blah, 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 blah. And it's hard for the makeup artist to explain, is because he told me
made me do it.
That really doesn't work. So this guy, the first AD, was really kind of chewing me out. Now there's no bad words going on, and he's up on a platform and I'm down here. And Marty Hornstein, who was the production manager of the show, who I've known since he was the second assistant director back at Universal in the 60s. And Marty came onto the set and he's going, what's going on here? What's going on? And I kept in my own mind saying, don't say anything that has 4 letters in it. So I whispered in Marty's ear. I said, Marty, I've run out of words. Get me out of here. And Marty put his arm around my shoulder and said, Michael, come with me. And Marty, it was the last day of shooting for the film, though. But I really, and nobody came to my rescue. So I slowly walked off the stage. But that's the only 2 times. The rest of the time, there was lots of pressure. I mean, we
2 times in 40, that's pretty good. Like we love you. Your temperament is amazing. Your heart is of gold. Every time I'm around you, I light up. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about you. As long as I've been talking to people, everybody has nothing but good words to say about you. And
so does my wife.
which is another amazing,
shout out to Marion. She's amazing.
That's a beautiful love affair
amazing.
right there.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Marion and I have been married 59 years this year.
Wow.
Tell the story.
That is
Tell
amazing.
The story. Tell the story about how you were covering that fashion thing for what's her name? She was a model for Help Me.
Oh, Marion was a model. Was at Universal. They had a fashion show, and Marion was one of 3 models that were in the fashion show. And at that time, I was doing the makeup demonstration on the tour, which was up on the hill at Universal, and we worked together for several months, and never even said hello or eat whatever. She thought that I was stuck up because we used to have to wear ties to work, and I talked my uncle into letting me wear an ascot because I worked in the lab and I could just take it off and not worry about it. And I had a Jaguar at the time, so I had been working for a little while.
A Hollywood Playboy.
Ascot with a Jaguar. I know. Hello.
I used to belong to the Playboy Club. And I finally, one day I said, I had my key to the door and I said, wait a minute, they're going to charge $5 to get in? And I threw it away. So it's probably worth $1 million today to a collector.
Yeah.
Anyways, with Marion, she didn't talk to me. And there wasn't anything going on, and I didn't talk to her. And both of us were dating other people. Finally, one day, I was sitting backstage in a chair, and the curtains kind of parted, and she comes backstage, and I was reading the newspaper. It was up there like that, and I saw motion, so I put the paper down, and oh my God, it's her. And our eyes met. I didn't know what the hell to say. except, do you want to get married? And she said, wait till I change my clothes and we'll talk about it. So she went back, changed her clothes, and came back, and we started to talk. And I had a little sailboat that I needed to go get a part for. So my not dinner, lunch, or breakfast. It was, you want to go for a ride to Van Nuys to pick
Get
up
a part for this boat.
sailboat. So that was our first date.
Don't
And
knock Van Nuys.
yeah, I know. And we have not been apart since then, except when I had to go on locations to
wow.
Europe or to Canada at all. But
I
and
love that story.
married.
Mhm.
That's
That
incredible.
is the best story ever.
We
So
love you.
we do.
Yes.
Michael and Doug, we are going to end this panel and jump on to the next one in just a minute. But before we do, we want to thank you both from the bottoms of our hearts, not just for today, not just for every time that you graciously say yes to talk about Star Trek and talk about stories of yore and talk about what you remember and what you hope and what you're currently working on, but also everything that you did for Star Trek before we were born. You know,
1996, baby.
Some of
ever
us.
had, you know,
Katie.
1996.
Paramount Plus or anything.
96, we were almost through with Next Generation by then.
You were.
And
That's
as
right.
a side note on that, my aunt, Pat, was the hairstylist on the original Star Trek.
Right.
And Mackenzie,
Wow.
my daughter, appeared in about three episodes
Yes.
along the way,
Yeah.
and one of the movies. That
Amory, what was the first one she was in? It was like first season, Next
When the
Generation.
bow breaks.
Yes,
When the
When the
Bow
Bow
Breaks.
Breaks.
Because I'm
Yeah.
also
Very
a
good
super
knowledge.
fan of hers from Passion, so I love
Oh
her
my God.
Yeah.
I had a television set behind me in my office because I would watch the dailies when they came every day. Either that, I would click it on and wait for Mackenzie's voice to come on, and then I'd spin around.
All right.
Love
So
that.
everybody at home, the next panel is starting in 1 minute. It is John Billingsley with myself and Sirach Lofton. And it should be Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
She's
too.
like, and me, Melissa, myself, Sirach, John Billingsley, who played Dr. Phlox, who knows a little something about makeup, I'm sure. So everybody, in just 30 seconds, click on the link just below this video. It'll take you right to the next video. You don't even have to think. Just click the button, takes you to the next one, which starts in just a second. And other than that, Michael,
Thank
Doug, you guys are the best. We love you. We appreciate you. And
likewise.
Mhm.
everybody at home, we'll see you on the next one on Virtual TrekCon 5.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Michael.
All
Bye-bye.
right.